In our modern world, life moves quickly. Many people wake up already thinking of what they must do, and they continue moving until the end of the day. This speed can give the feeling that we are alive, but it can also leave us tired and empty. When every moment is filled with action, there is little room to simply be. Stillness is not about doing nothing in a lazy way. It is about creating a quiet space inside daily life. When we pause for even a short time, we discover that our minds are not as heavy as we thought. We notice the small sounds around us, the warmth of the sunlight, or the rhythm of our own breath. In this simple noticing, we find strength. When we do not pause, we are pushed by habit. We speak without thinking, we react without care, and we lose connection with the present moment. A small pause before speaking can change the tone of our words. A pause before acting can stop a mistake. A pause before judging can open a heart. In stillness, we also see that problems are not as large as they first appear. Like waves in the ocean, they rise and fall. The pause gives us a higher view, so we are not lost in the storm. Even a few seconds of stillness can remind us of this larger truth. The power of stillness is that it makes daily life lighter. It is not something separate from life, but part of life itself. By pausing, we allow space for peace to appear. And in that peace, we can live with more wisdom and care. Before every action, there is a small space of choice. We often do not notice it because we move so quickly. Our habits lead us to respond without care. But if we bring attention to the breath, even for a short moment, that space opens wider. Breathing before acting gives us balance. The breath is always with us. It is simple, quiet, and natural. Taking one slow breath before speaking can soften our words. Taking 2 calm breaths before making a decision can steady the mind. Breathing in this way is not about escaping from life. It is about entering life more fully. It reminds us that we are not machines. We are human beings who need pauses to act with kindness and clarity. When emotions are strong, the breath can guide us. Anger may rise like fire, fear may tighten the chest, or sadness may feel heavy. In those moments, a single breath can be the difference between reaction and wisdom. Breathing slows the rush, gives space for calm, and allows us to see the situation more clearly. In daily life, these small pauses add up. Imagine a day where you choose to breathe before answering the phone, before replying to a message, or before opening a door. Each breath becomes a reminder that you are present. Each pause protects you from being swept away by hurry or tension. Learning to breathe before acting is a gentle practice. It does not require extra time or special training. It only asks us to remember. With every breath, we are given another chance to begin again, to act with care, and to live with greater peace. The mind is often like a river after heavy rain. Thoughts rush, emotions stir, and everything becomes cloudy. In such a state, it is difficult to see things as they are. We may believe we understand a situation, but in truth, we are lost in confusion. Pausing creates a clearing, a moment where the water begins to settle and the river becomes calm. When we pause, we do not add more noise to the mind. Instead, we allow space for clarity to appear by itself. This clarity is not forced. It comes naturally, just as muddy water becomes clear when left still. By stepping back from constant movement, we give the mind time to reveal its own wisdom. Clarity is important in daily life. Without it, we may speak words we later regret, make choices that lead to harm, or carry worries that are not even real. With clarity, we can see what truly matters. We recognize which problems need attention, and which can be left behind. We also notice opportunities for kindness and care that we would have missed in a restless state. A pause does not need to be long. Even a few breaths of stillness can shift the mind from confusion to calm. Over time, the habit of pausing creates a stronger clarity, like a lamp shining in a dark room. The more we practice, the easier it becomes to find this light. Clarity is not something far away. It is already within us, waiting to be uncovered. Pausing is the key that opens this hidden door. With a clear mind, life feels lighter, choices become wiser, and our days carry more peace. Thoughts come and go all day, like clouds moving across the sky. Some are light and pass quickly. Others are heavy and stay longer. Most of the time, we are caught inside them, jumping from one to another without pause. But if we pay close attention, we can notice something important. Between each thought, there is a gentle space. This space is often so small that we do not see it, yet it is always there. When one thought ends, and another has not yet begun, the mind is open and quiet. In that brief pause, there is no worry, no plan, no memory. There is only simple awareness. Even a few seconds in this space can bring a deep sense of peace. Many people believe peace must be found outside, in a perfect place or through special conditions. But peace is already present in the space between thoughts. It does not depend on what we own, where we live, or what others say. It is as close as our own mind when we allow it to rest. To notice this gentle space, we do not need to stop thoughts completely. That is not possible. Instead, we learn to relax and watch them come and go. Like standing on the shore and watching waves, we do not need to chase them. When we allow thoughts to pass naturally, the space between them becomes easier to see. In daily life, even a short moment in this space can make a difference. It softens tension, clears confusion, and opens the heart. The gentle space between thoughts is a gift always available, waiting quietly for us to remember it. Conflict often begins with quick reactions. Someone says a sharp word, and without thinking, we answer with another. Anger rises, voices grow louder, and small problems become heavy burdens. Most of this happens because we do not pause. The speed of our reactions feeds the fire. When we pause, even for a short moment, the fire has less fuel. We give ourselves time to see what is really happening. Often, the first feeling of anger or hurt is not the whole truth. It is only the surface. Beneath it, there may be fear, sadness, or misunderstanding. A pause lets us look deeper, so we respond with more care. Pausing does not mean staying silent forever or avoiding the problem. It means giving the heart and mind a chance to settle before speaking or acting. When words are spoken from stillness, they carry less harm. They can open a door instead of closing it. A calm tone can change the direction of a conversation, making space for understanding instead of conflict. In daily life, this practice can protect our relationships. At home, a pause before answering a partner can turn an argument into a gentle exchange. At work, a pause before replying to a colleague can prevent long-lasting tension. Even with strangers, a pause can stop conflict before it begins. Reducing conflict is not about controlling others. It is about choosing our own response. We cannot decide how others act, but we can choose how we act. Pausing gives us that freedom. In this way, a single pause can save many words, many wounds, and much regret. It is a small act with great power. Most people listen only with half of their attention. While another person is speaking, the mind is already preparing an answer, forming a judgment, or drifting somewhere else. This kind of listening may catch the words, but it misses the heart behind them. True listening requires pausing. When we pause before answering, we create space for the other person to be heard fully. This space shows respect. It tells them that their words matter, that we are not rushing to push our own view forward. In that pause, something deeper happens. We begin to hear not only the words, but also the feelings and needs that live inside them. Deep listening is not about fixing someone's problem or giving quick advice. It is about being present with them. When we pause, we allow silence to do its work. Silence holds the words gently, giving them time to sink in. Often, the other person feels calmer and lighter simply because they were truly heard. Pausing also helps us notice our own reactions. Sometimes, strong emotions rise while we listen: agreement, resistance, or impatience. If we answer too quickly, those emotions take control. But if we pause, we can recognize them without letting them shape our response. This makes our listening clearer and our replies more thoughtful. In daily life, deep listening can transform relationships. A child who feels heard grows in trust. A partner who feels understood grows in closeness. Even strangers may soften when they sense genuine attention. All of this begins with something simple: the willingness to pause. Pausing turns listening from a habit into a gift. And through that gift, we connect with others in a way that is both healing and real. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people see it as emptiness, weakness, or a sign that nothing is happening. But silence is not the absence of life. It is a deep source of strength that supports us in ways we may not notice. When we pause and allow silence into our days, we discover its quiet power. In silence, the body can rest. The constant movement, noise, and pressure of daily life slowly fall away. The heart becomes lighter, and the mind less crowded. In this stillness, energy gathers again, like water filling a dry well. From the outside, it may look like nothing is happening, but inside, silence repairs and renews us. Silence also gives us courage. When we are not afraid of quiet, we are not afraid of being with ourselves. We learn to face our own thoughts without running from them. This kind of courage is gentle but strong. It shows us that we do not need to hide behind constant talk or distraction. In relationships, silence can be a gift. A shared quiet moment between two people can carry more meaning than many words. Silence allows emotions to settle and gives room for understanding. Sometimes it is the silence after an argument or during a moment of grief that brings the deepest comfort. Finding strength in silence does not mean escaping the world. It means meeting the world with new energy and balance. Silence is always near, waiting behind the noise of life. When we pause and let it enter, we discover a power that is calm, steady, and unshakable. This is the strength that silence offers. Emotions are a natural part of being human. They rise and fall like the weather, sometimes clear, sometimes stormy. But when emotions are strong, they can easily carry us away. Anger can lead to harsh words. Fear can make us run from what we need to face, and sadness can weigh us down for longer than necessary. Pausing helps us keep balance in the middle of these changes. When we pause, we give ourselves a safe space to feel without being controlled by the feeling. A moment of stillness allows us to notice what is happening inside. We may realize, I am angry right now, or I am afraid. This simple recognition is powerful. It separates us from the storm and shows us that the emotion is only passing through. Pausing also prevents us from acting too quickly. Many regrets come from speaking or moving while emotions are at their strongest. By waiting, even for a few breaths, the sharp edge of the emotion softens. We are then more able to respond with calmness instead of reaction. In this way, pausing protects not only ourselves, but also the people around us. Over time, the habit of pausing builds stability. Life will always bring challenges, but with practice, emotions do not control us as easily. We begin to trust that feelings, like clouds, will come and go. Balance does not mean never feeling strongly. It means staying steady, even while feelings rise and fall. The role of pausing in emotional balance is simple yet profound. It helps us live with greater ease, make wiser choices, and carry a lighter heart. By pausing, we give ourselves the chance to be steady in a world that is always changing. Relationships are often shaped by the speed of our reactions. When we answer too quickly, we may speak without care or listen without patience. These small moments can slowly build walls between people. Pausing offers another way. It creates space where kindness and understanding can grow. When we pause before speaking, our words become softer. We have time to ask ourselves, is this helpful? Is this necessary? This simple step can prevent harm and open the door to honest communication. Many conflicts in families or friendships begin not with great problems, but with careless words. A pause can stop this from happening. Pausing also changes the way we listen. Instead of rushing to give advice or share our own story, we can wait and give full attention. This kind of listening makes others feel valued. They sense that we are not only hearing their words, but also respecting their feelings. Often, this alone can bring healing to a relationship. In times of disagreement, pausing can be even more powerful. Silence for a few moments allows anger to cool and pride to soften. It helps us remember that the person in front of us is not an enemy, but someone with their own hopes and struggles. From this place, solutions appear more easily. Over time, these small pauses build stronger bonds. Trust grows when people feel heard and respected. Love deepens when words are chosen with care. Even difficult relationships can change when one person decides to pause instead of react. How we connect with others shapes much of our happiness. By pausing, we create relationships that are more peaceful, honest, and supportive. This simple act can change not only conversations, but entire lives. Life is full of choices, both small and large. Some decisions may shape only the next hour, while others may shape the rest of our lives. When faced with important choices, many people feel pressure to decide quickly. They may fear missing an opportunity or worry about what others will think. Yet rushing often leads to regret. Pausing gives us the chance to choose with wisdom instead of fear. A pause allows us to see the choice more clearly. It creates space to ask, what truly matters here? What is the result I hope for, not only today, but in the future? Without this reflection, we may act on habit, desire, or pressure from others. With a pause, we give ourselves freedom to see more than just the surface. Pausing also helps us listen to both reason and intuition. Logic can show us the facts, while quiet reflection can reveal what feels right in the heart. When these two voices come together, our choices are stronger and more balanced. Even if the path is difficult, we feel more at peace, knowing we did not rush blindly. Important choices often affect not only ourselves, but also those around us. By pausing, we remember the wider picture. We consider how our decision may touch family, friends, or even strangers. This wider view can guide us to act with greater care and responsibility. A pause before deciding does not mean endless delay. It means taking enough time to let clarity rise. Once the choice is made, we can move forward with steady steps and fewer doubts. Pausing before important choices is not a weakness. It is a strength that protects us from regret and leads us toward a life of greater harmony. The heart carries many things. It holds joy, but it also holds worry, fear, and sorrow. Over time, this weight can become heavy, leaving us tired in ways we cannot always see. We may think rest comes only from sleep or from time away, but the heart also needs moments of gentle pause. When we pause, we give the heart a chance to rest. This rest is not about escaping from life. It is about releasing the constant pressure of thoughts and emotions, even if only for a short while. In that space, the heart becomes lighter. The burden softens, and we feel a quiet relief. Resting the heart through pausing also allows healing to begin. Many wounds are not physical but emotional. They may come from words, disappointments, or loss. When we are always rushing, these wounds do not have the chance to heal. In the stillness of a pause, the heart slowly repairs itself, like a tree renewing after a long winter. This rest is also important in relationships. When our hearts are tired, we may grow impatient or distant with others. A simple pause can renew the energy we bring to those we love. With a rested heart, we can give more kindness, patience, and care. In daily life, pausing for the heart does not require a special place. It may be a quiet moment before a meal, a short break in the middle of work, or a gentle pause while walking. These moments remind us that the heart too needs care. Resting the heart through pausing is a small act, but its effect is great. It allows us to continue with more strength, more openness, and a deeper sense of peace. Time often feels like it is running away from us. Days pass quickly, and years seem to disappear without notice. We chase after schedules, deadlines, and goals, always feeling there is not enough time. But when we pause, something unusual happens. Time itself feels different. In a pause, even a few seconds can feel wide and open. The usual push of time softens. Instead of being pulled forward by the clock, we simply rest in the moment. It does not matter whether the pause is long or short. What matters is the quality of presence. In that stillness, life feels full, not rushed. This is why a pause feels timeless. For a brief moment, the mind is not in the past or the future. It is not replaying old memories or planning what is next. It is here, now. And in the now, time loses its weight. The present moment is not measured in minutes or hours. It is experienced directly, with freshness and peace. This timeless quality can be found anywhere. While waiting in a line, sitting in traffic, or drinking a cup of tea, we can pause and notice the space we are in. These pauses do not add more hours to our day, but they make the time we have feel richer and more alive. Life is made of countless moments, but we often rush through them without seeing. A pause opens the door to timelessness, reminding us that life is not only about moving forward, it is also about resting fully where we are. In this way, a pause gives us back the depth of time that hurry has stolen. A single pause may seem small, but when repeated many times, it can shape the way we live. Just as drops of water can carve stone, small pauses can slowly transform the heart and mind. Over time, they guide us toward a life that is calmer, wiser, and more connected. When pausing becomes part of daily living, we no longer feel pushed only by habit or outside demands. Instead, we act with more freedom. We see clearly before speaking, we choose carefully before acting, and we listen deeply before responding. Life begins to feel less like a race and more like a steady path. This kind of life is not about avoiding activity or living in isolation. It is about bringing balance into every moment. Work still continues, responsibilities remain, and challenges appear. But pausing gives us the strength to meet them with steadiness instead of rush. It allows us to carry peace within, even while the world around us moves quickly. A life shaped by pausing also affects those near us. Friends and family notice the calm in our words and actions. They may feel more comfortable, more accepted, and more at ease in our presence. In this way, the pause we take for ourselves becomes a gift we give to others. Over time, these small acts of pausing create a pattern. Life becomes less about constant doing and more about being fully alive in each moment. The shape of our days reflects the quiet wisdom of stillness. Living this way does not require special effort. It simply grows from the choice to pause again and again. And through these pauses, life itself takes on a new shape, one of balance, peace, and gentle strength. When we look back, we can see that life is made of countless small moments. Some pass by quickly, unnoticed, while others stay in our memory for years. The simple act of pausing turns ordinary moments into meaningful ones. It gives us the chance to see, to feel, and to live more fully. Pausing is not something separate from daily life. It is not reserved for special times or rare occasions. It can happen in the middle of ordinary tasks, while walking, while speaking, while simply sitting still. Each pause is like a gentle reminder that life is happening right now, and we do not need to rush past it. Through pausing, we discover balance when emotions rise, clarity when choices appear, and peace when life feels heavy. We learn that strength does not come only from movement, but also from stillness. In this way, pausing is both simple and profound. It is always available, wherever we are, whenever we remember.